Welcome to Homestead Miami Speedway, qualifying underway for the Spittin Venom Podcast ARCA series. So you see Ian Montrose headed out at one track in the number 1 Ironman machine. He's going to have to put down a heater, but he will be the first one out there. So he will set the benchmark for us. Told these setups are extremely loose, as you can see the car dancing around there. Out of turn number 4. It's right on board with the number 1 Ironman car. Cody trying to make me run out of water before we start. Here comes our first lap time. 33.765. Hayden immediately beats that, because of course he does. Mr. Stink Up the Show is in the wall. Sure we'll say that a lot tonight. There's Trenton in his 81 Corvette. What up, Beach? What up, Mama Steed? Right when I show Trenton, all of the fans pop out. Adam Kershore goes third on the board with a 34.24. See the little red underlines for our championship 4 tonight. Trenton's first lap, slowest of the 4. Halfway through our qualifying session. So far only 4 cars taken to the track. Trenton's car dancing, getting big time loose coming off of 4. He will jump up to second, beating Montrose, but still behind Hayden. Mike Edwards headed out on track on his warm-up lap. Roll the Fort Worth screen machine down through the low side through 3 and 4. Looks like he's trying to warm up the tires here. Cutting back and forth on the front stretch. I think he's going to try to go forward on lap number 2. .34.12 for lap 1 puts him 4th. Let's see if he was able to get those tires heated up. Put down a decent lap on lap 2. Let's pick up half a second to have a chance to beat Hayden. Going to run about a lane off the bottom through 3 and 4. Lower than we've seen most drivers. .33.510. Good enough for pole. So Edwards dethrones Hayden as Hayden wrecked and hit the wall on lap 2. Sure it would have been Hayden's otherwise. Tyler Lanin out on track. Coastal Carolina Chevy. First lap at 34.21. He needs to pick up about 7/10 here. Let's see what he can do. 33.65. That should put him second quick. So the second lap quicker for most of our drivers. Well, Tyler Lanin decided to come in with a number 1 paint scheme, even though he is the 64. Not a whole lot you can do about that. Except for, hey, don't do that. A little late now. Let the drivers jump out on track. Like we had 6 drivers qualify, 7 did not, and Travis Martin's team may not be entering this race. We'll have to see. I heard he may be missing the race tonight. This is the 64, despite what it looks like. Waiting
All right,
for
guys, welcome to the season finale at Homestead. It's been a great season, so I appreciate everybody for coming out and everyone that's made a start this season. Like I said, championship race, so please be mindful of your championship 4. That's Michael Edwards, Trenton Sneed, Hayden Law, and it looks like, unfortunately, Travis is unable to join us tonight. I think we all have our red spoilers and stuff, so just understand what we're all racing for. Good luck, have fun, 4 tires in the pits, start on green, all that stuff. We just got lane choice on restarts, 4 tires in the pits. I don't know if I said that. Good luck, have fun, and let's end on a high note.
What I heard was, make sure you wreck Hayden. Alright.
Technically you're not, because we're both to your left.
Let's silence Hayden, because he won't stop unless we do. Run through our starting lineup, presented by our friends in Labor 12. Mike Edwards in the Fort Worth Green Low-Gain Chevrolet starts on pole. Tyler Lane in Coastal Carolina number 64 car starts in second. Hayden Lowell, the Napa Ford, starts in third. Trenton Sneed in the Viva the Underdogs Corvette starts in fourth. Ian Montrose, the Ironman Fort Worth Green Chevrolet, starts in fifth. Adam Crozier, the Radford Pontiac, starts in sixth. Daniel Llewellyn starting from the pits in the Labor 12 Pontiac. Zach Marson, Eason's Nissan, starts in fifth. J.R. Deal starts in ninth, too many fives. J.R. Deal in the 9 Cave City Roleplay Mustang starts 11th. Jeremy Scherer in the High Point Ford starts in 12th. Will Ashebrunner, Cave City Mark Martin Throwback starts 13th. We're underway from Miami Homestead Speedway. 11 cars officially starting the race. Tyler Lanon's getting loose. Tyler Lanon's heading up the track. Hayden Lowell's up to second. Looks like Tyler Lanon able to save the car, but he's dropping to the back. A lot of speed for that 64 team. Top 2, Edwards and Lowell. See on your scoreboard the red behind Edwards' name and the underlines for Lowell and Sneed. That's how you know our playoff drivers are 1, 2, 3 right now. Edwards, Lowell, and Sneed. Mikey running a middle groove. Other 2 down on the bottom. Let's go on board with Trenton and watch how the playoffs unfold. Down the back stretch, Trenton got quite squirrely coming out of turn 2 there. See the car dancing as he tries to throttle up. Two laps complete so far. Tyler Lanon trying to recover. Gets by J.R. Deal for 5th. Montrose 4th. Sneed 3rd. And Hayden going for the lead. And this will probably be the final pass for the lead. Edwards fighting back on the outside. Hayden has the preferred line down into 1. Mikey tries to get back down to the bottom before Trenton's able to fill the gap. Montrose looking to the outside of Trenton here. Trenton had a bit of a moment coming off of turn 2. Tyler Lanon closing in the Coastal Carolina Chevy. Montrose right in Trenton's tire tracks. Comes a run from Tyler Lanon. He's going to try to go to the inside. Moves the teal Coastal Carolina car up to 4th. Aren't they? The Ironman car is nice. I enjoyed painting that. Leaning all the way up to the wall. Got a huge run off the top to pass Montrose. We'll see if he'll get alongside Trenton with this one. He's going to look to the inside as it goes to Montrose on us. And there he goes, up to the third spot. So Lanen's figured out how to get that run off the top to get down the backstretch and make some moves. So he got a little loose coming out of turn 4. Lanen's showing off the speed. Margison, JR Deal teammates. Battle for 6th heating up. Lanen's closing in on Edwards. If Lanen uses that high line again to get a run on Edwards. There he goes to the top at 1 and 2. That's what you've seen him do multiple times to get a good run down the backstretch. Edwards holds the bottom and he will blast by on the outside. Not quite clear into 3. You don't have to stay at the top. Edwards going to have to pinch his exit a bit here. Plenty of room between the two, and Lanen takes over 2nd. He'll start to run down the 64 Napa, or the 67 Napa Ford. Top 5 cars all still grouped together. Margison has gotten by JR Deal for that 6th spot. Daniel Llewellyn passes Asherbranner out on track. Lanen and Lowell have been, let's just say, not the friendliest of competitors so far this season. Hayden has wrecked Lanen. Most recently is Phoenix.
Big corn beef!
That scared the crap out of me. Now Lanen way to the top. I get to run on Lowell here. It's down under 2/10 now. Sends it in on the top. Go down the backstretch, the gap will start dropping. It's going to look to the inside, force Hayden up off the bottom. Hayden lets him through, then dives back to the bottom. You can tell where the 67 prefers right now. He wants to stay low. Hayden out of shape as he comes off of 4. Edwards now going to look to the inside. Try to take the lead in the championship. 2nd place overall behind Tyler Lanen. But Hayden saw what Lanen was doing. He's going to try to use the top. Now we're going to go 3 wide as Hayden bullies his way in there, forces Edwards down. Go 3 wide into turn 3. Should be advantage 1 car here as he comes off the top. Hayden will probably take 2nd. And Edwards still trying to take away the spot from Hayden, keeps him up off the bottom.
Oh my god!
Lanen into the fence, our leader. Lanen a little too high there, gotten really comfortable on that high line. Here comes Trenton Sneed into it, make it a 4-car fight. Lanen now dives to the bottom. He's going to look to the inside of Edwards. Now Edwards is going to be middle. Hayden's going to be riding the rim. Should be advantage Hayden off the corner. See Edwards' car getting a little loose there through the center. That's going to allow Trenton to try and make a move. So watch Trenton close in on the back of Edwards. Trenton decides it's a little too early to be driving that crazy. Edwards, though, drifted up on corner entry. Now Trenton's going to make a move. Coming off turn number 2. Edwards loose on the top line. You saw the car drifting down towards the bottom lane. Still going to get a decent run off the top. Like Will Asherbrenner's gone to the pit lane. Trenton getting loose there on corner exit. Had to give up some space to Edwards there. While Lanen taking the fight back to Hayden. See if Laning takes to the bottom here. That he will do. Like Jeremy Scherer, 15 car. A bit of a connection issue. Lane in front of Lowell and gets into the fence. Lowell crosses back to the inside line. See Laney getting loose. Hayden Lowell takes the spot back. Hayden Lowell, Tyler Layden, Mike Edwards, Trenton Sneed, your top four. Ian Montrose is right there in fifth. About 3 seconds back to Zach Margerson, another 3 to Deal, 2.5 to Kerjour, and 6 seconds back to Llewellyn. 15 car seems to have fallen out of the race. Not sure what happened to either the 15 or the 26. Both of those cars seem to have fallen out. Laning all the way up to the top again. Looks like Trenton's going to be able to get his nose between Edwards and the wall. As Trenton tries to take the third spot on the high line. He's going to run the middle groove here. See the back end starting to step out on that Corvette. That's going to allow Montrose to get a run at him in the one. Ian's going to clear up in front of Trenton, take the 4 spot. Tyler Layden once again putting the pressure on. Edwards now moving to the top to try and find some speed. At least the top 5 have kind of stayed close, making it entertaining. Been green since the start. Might be hard pressed to find a caution with only 9 cars still on track. Tyler Layden right in the tire tracks of Hayden Lowell. Let's go to peek to the inside down the backstretch. That'll get Hayden up off the bottom. Edwards running a middle groove there. Hayden hangs onto the lead. Layden, Edwards, Sneed. It's a question we need to ask Trenton. Beach, you here? Beach is not answering. Hello.
I literally ran from my kitchen. I was getting a drink.
I'll just come and ask what the pit window is. for fuel.
I don't know.
Between 20 and 30.
Thanks. So Trenton says it's between 20 and 30. Oh, everybody's loose in them corners right now. Even Hayden's been dancing sideways. He's the one that made the setup, so you know, it's the way he likes to drive a car, apparently. Starting to develop a bit of a gap over Lanin. And Edward, Sneed, and Montrose all tucked in together. Let's look at the top four from Mr. Montrose in 5th. Montrose drives quarter entry pretty hard. See Trenton's car stepping out there. Definitely loose. $25 down. 85 to go. Edwards trying the wall again. See if he can get some speed. Gets it down to about 23 hundredths on corner entry. Running that wall line did Edwards. That gap to Lanin ahead of him. A gyro cam on board just for fun. See how much banking there is at Homestead. Trenton sliding up in front of him. That got close. Trenton got very loose and Montrose had to make evasive maneuvers to the bottom, slowed them both down. Now they're side by side for the 4th spot. Montrose going to get clear. Now you see the gap back to Montrose after that bobble by Trenton. Opened up almost a half second further back than they were. Lanin now up to the wall. Look at the gap they have over 6th. It's insane. Lanin up to the top again. Edwards going to try the bottom. Lanin's into the wall. Might give Edwards a chance to make a run at him down the straightaway. Still got a decent enough corner exit. Looking back from Hayden at the field. Everyone opting to run low this time. Edwards is coming to the pit road. 14 car. Heading to the pits. Mike Edwards, first one to the pit lane in the 14. Tire fall off. Been about a second for some guys. Looks like Hayden was kind of taking it easy early on, so he's about 8/10 fall off. Well, hail. What up, Shane?
Before pitting.
Here comes the top 2. And Trenton. Montrose stays out. The rest of the top 5 pit. Edwards pitting from that lead group still goes a lap down. Check in on the 14. There he is leaving the pits. Montrose, race leader, stays out. He'll be able to get 31 laps on his tank. He'll bring the Ironman Chevy to the pit road. Hayden gets out in front of Lanin. And then Trenton. We have Montrose, Crozier, Those two cars have not pit. JR Deal, Daniel Wall, and Zach Martison all on the pit lane.
Daniel, I missed you.
Here comes Montrose and Crozier. Hayden Lowell will go by.
Adam, you don't have to use the access road to pit.
I would prefer to, because he knows.
Mike Edwards, a long stop for the 14. He had a 16.9 second stop. Not sure what happened to Edwards there. But he lost 2.5 seconds on the pit road.
A couple of things probably. Where you are in your box has a big effect on your pit time. You looked a little conservative and indecisive in your box. And then I could have gotten a little bit on you on the out road.
Professional NASCAR driver.
Michael, what happened on your stop?
I have no idea. It told me to go, and then it reset and added an extra 2 seconds.
Rough. Even the game is against you tonight.
What's that?
I said, that's rough. Even the game is against you tonight.
Yeah, I'll just go fuck myself.
Perfect. Enjoy.
Hey.
So Hayden, nearly a 2-second lead now. As he was on the pit lane 1 second less than Tyler Lanen. So he beat him by a second on the pit lane, and then a fairly healthy amount getting on and off pit road, almost a full second there as well. Tyler Lanen back in second, 1.7 back. Trenton Sneed 1.4 back. Then Mike Edwards now fourth. Edwards had an extra 2 seconds on the pit lane. Wake you up at 10 to go? I mean, I can tell you how it ends now. Hayden Lowell's your champion. Not a fan of this car and track combo for the finale. It's a track that lends itself to green anyway, so it's not going to be very exciting. This is a good opener type track. But we will be here for the whole snooze fest. The top four are all separated by a second and a half. Hayden, a second and a half to Lane, and a second and a half to Trenton, a second and a half to Edwards, then half a second to Montrose. And 12 seconds to Margison. 8 to JR Deal, 6 back to Daniel, and another 17 to Crozier. Crozier a lap down. Daniel walling up by the wall, Hayden down low. Has to concern Hayden a little bit. Those two have had a few run-ins this season. I don't think Daniel would do anything intentional. Who's the top four? Well, Travis Martin's not here. And you see the red lines on your screen there? Under Edwards, under Sneed, and then Hayden's box is red. That's your final four. Lane is cutting into the lead a little, but I'm wondering how much tire he's burning to do it. Now he's stuck behind Llewellyn. That may cost him a little bit of time this lap. Oh, Leinen did lose some time that lap passing Llewellyn. I'll have to set back in, try to track Hayden down. Hayden's been backing off the car early because best lap times, Lanen is faster, but Hayden is trying not to burn his tires up. Trenton's lost ground to Lanen, so Lanen is trying to run down Hayden. Edwards has picked up ground on Trenton. Edwards gets 10 laps into his fuel run. There is Montrose. That is the tightest battle on track, by the way. Montrose and Edwards. See the top 5 plus Daniel Llewellyn up ahead. See Trenton making his way past the lap car of Llewellyn. Hayden has way too many. But the only way Hayden loses is if Hayden beats himself. Only way. I mean, he picked this track because it's his best. He picked this setup because that's how he likes to drive it. Very loose. Trying to beat the house tonight, basically, with Edwards and Sneed. Sounds very rigged. Perks of being the guy running the series. That's what you get in reward for having to put up with all the drivers and their BS. See Montrose making his way past the lap car. Now all 5 cars on screen are the lead lap machines, as 2 of them disappear. Edwards steadily catching Trenton, but how much tire is he killing to do it? Meanwhile, Lanon's catching Hayden. $11 laps from halfway, which only matters for the non-championship cars, so they will be issued points. Edwards back to the top, searching for some speed. Montrose is closing in quite a lot. Montrose has 2 lap fresher tires than Edwards does. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it can be. No, Scott. The one is not in the championship. The red underlines, those are your championship drivers, and then the Hayden red box is the other indicator. If your leader is a championship driver, it'll turn the whole box red. It should have been the 63, but he is not here. So 3 drivers going for a championship tonight. We're just watching the gaps between these top 4. And then Montrose and Edwards. So everything else is so spread out. Very tiny car count tonight. See Montrose is back in, sliding a little bit there. And Montrose shows the playoff banners, but he is not one of our championship drivers. But he was when he ran that car originally. Lanon has run down Hayden Lull. I guarantee you he burned up his tires to do it, but he is there. closing in on JR Deal, 7th place car. Hayden trying to close in on Hayden. Get to his bumper. He's going to get to the inside. Nicely done, Hayden. Staying down in that second groove. Going to pinch Landon down. Just a bit of a turnabout from Phoenix. Landon was pinching the hell out of Hayden. Landon gets loose out of the corner, almost gets into the wall. Trenton's starting to fall back a bit to Edwards. Top two work past the lap machine of JR Deal. Deal stays up out of the way for everybody. Trenton just about wrecked there. Back in, started to come around, coming out of 2. It's going to cost him some more ground to Edwards. The 81 starting to look a little evil. Here is Edwards and Montrose. Landon is hounding Hayden. I'm sure Hayden knows that he can let Landon by without losing the championship lead, but I don't think he cares. Right with the 64 a little bit. Is that raindrops in turn 2? I wish. Let's save him till about 10 to go, though. Then throw the boredom caution. So we are halfway. Again, doesn't matter for our championship drivers, but the other drivers do still get their halfway points. It's like Landon will pick up 9. Montrose should pick up 6. Margison will pick up 5. JR Deal 4. Llewellyn 3. Crozier 2. And Scherer 1. See, you guys are calling it way too early. Wait until it's in the final run and then start throwing the cautions. Watching Landon see how close he can get to the wall. He's about a car's width away through 3 and 4 there. I think Hayden's starting to push a little bit more now that Landon's caught him. His lap times have picked up a little bit. Two lap machines up ahead. So one of them heads to the pit lane. I believe that's Zach Margison.
been fun, but I'm bored and have other things to do.
Sounds like Margison's leaving.
Appreciate you racing with us this year, Zach.
Margison's thrown the boredom black flag, taking his car to the pit road. Adam Grosjean moves up to 8th. Now both Hayden and Tyler Layden running that high line.
I look at the Broncos score for 1 second and you find the speed, eh?
Like I said, I was focused on tire saving.
Hope it is.
Should be closing in on the next round of pit stops, and here
57
we
in this
see
time.
Mike Edwards on the pit lane.
64 and this time.
Hayden's gained back almost everything that Tyler had picked up. Seven and 64 on the pit lane as well. Ian Montrose will take over the lead once again. Edwards rejoins in 6th. Trenton Sneed hits his box. The other top championship drivers come down on 30. Edwards on, or 60, and Edwards 1 lap earlier on 59. Let's see how much Layden ends up behind Hayden coming off the pit lane. Hayden very loose on the pit exit. Still gaining some time on it, but it was very loose there for a moment. So Layden comes out a little bit better than they came in. He was about a second and a half back. Now he's 1.1, so he picked up a little bit. Montrose in the 1, hits the pit lane. So he goes a lap longer than everybody once again. What up, Waddy? Only missed 10%. Hayden passes the machine on pit road of Ian Montrose, takes over the race lead once again. Tyler Layden trying to stay inside Hayden's draft. Sure, Hayden focused on that tire saving once again. Crozier on the pit lane along with the 9 of Deal. So Hayden now leads by 7/10 over Layden. 5 seconds back from Layden is Trenton Sneed. Trenton has Mike Edwards 3/10 behind him. They'll finish 1, 2, 3 in the championship as 4th place driver Travis Martin could not be here tonight. Martin finished 4th. JR Deals called it a race. 9 team calling it quits. Finished 8th tonight. Crozier moving up to 7th. What up, JR? Hopefully we'll be back at it tomorrow night and have a little bit more fun because, well, I don't know. I didn't approve of this track in car choice, especially the way the setup is. And this track tends to go green. It's just, it doesn't lend for excitement. So even with Lane and catching Lowell, it's like the only thing we have to talk about. How are you doing, Johnny? How was your half a race? Thanks for the raid, my friend. Lane closing right on the back bumper of Hayden Lowell. See if Hayden does enough to stay ahead of him, or if he goes ahead and lets Lane burn his tires up ahead of him. Lane to the top. I'll try to get a run on the backstretch. So Hayden slides up the track and, wow, just about got into the wall. Here comes Lane into the inside. Hayden backs up the corner entry. Lane started to slide up in front of him, but keeps the car to the bottom. Hayden hangs onto the lead for now. Lane right back to the top in 1 and 2. He got way too bored. That's what I'm saying. This track just doesn't lend itself to excitement. Hayden's in the wall. Halfway down the front stretch. Lanen's going to take the lead. Maybe Ian will help us out. Ian's back in 5th. We're running out of people to help us out. Krajor, Llewellyn, Montrose, Edwards, Sneed, Lowell, and Lanen, the only cars left. And even with Lanen getting by Lowell, the championship's still exactly the same. Hayden well in front of Sneed and Edwards. Now we'll see how much tire Lanen's able to save now that he's ahead of Hayden. Just check in on Edwards and Sneed there. Close proximity. Battle for second in the championship between these two. Trenton got loose coming out of turn 2 there. Wouldn't this be fun if this was for the championship? Goes Edwards to the inside. He's going to charge the corner entry, get by the 81. We'll see if he can cross him over on exit. Not quite. Trenton stays in line. See if they switch up which way they go in the corner number 3. Both are going to the bottom. Edwards now up to the wall. Trenton running the bottom. It's all happening 5 seconds behind Tyler Lanen and Hayden Lowell. Inching in on that final pit stop window. We're about 10 laps away. Even though we just had pit stops, we're about 10 laps away from someone trying to short pit it. If they want to run the exact half, you probably want to go about 15 laps to have your best tires on both runs. Trenton, a big wiggle there coming out of 2. Still the closest battle on track. Check in on Ian. There he is. Mr. Iron Man, back there in 5th. There's Daniel and Crozure. These two are on different laps. Daniel 6th, 1 lap down. Crozure 7th, 2 laps down. Out there running together in their Pontiacs. Lanen 6/10 ahead of Hayden. Edwards and Sneed. Really the top 4. Only battles we have left for you. Lanen trying to win the race. Hayden trying to win the championship. They'll do just that if they stay 1-2 as they are. Edwards needing a miracle 5 seconds back along with Trenton. Been green since the start. Small field has gotten even smaller as Ashburner, Scher, Margerson, and Deal all have left the track. Closest of our battles is Trenton and Edwards still. It's about a half second between them.
Bottom.
Hayden started to close
That's the
back
brake
in.
bias a little bit. What lap you pitting?
When you like to know.
Yes.
About 5 laps away from making it into the window. Doubt anyone will come right at that mark. But I also doubt anyone runs the full tank this time. Trenton's closing back in on Edwards.
I think we're pitting on the same lap.
I ran it dry the first 2 times.
Yeah, not gonna do it again. There's no way you do it again.
I don't think you're doing that this time, though.
And no one does. The only thing Trenton and Michael,
Running it dry worked for me at Phoenix.
the only thing Trenton and Michael can hope for here is
Poorly,
that
but we have 7 people in here.
they're gonna have to hope Trenton or Hayden just absolutely sends it onto pit lane and gets a penalty. It's the only way Edwards and Snead have a prayer right now.
It only takes 2 to bring out a yellow.
True.
Yeah, but everyone's behaving. Don't give Hayden the top. Don't think Hayden will mind. Hayden's quite happy up there. And here comes the one. Earlier than I would expect. Probably too early. Tyler Lane hits the pit lane as soon as he is able to make it to the end. It's going to put his tires at a severe disadvantage at the end of the run, in which Hayden should be able to run him down. Hayden's probably laughing right now. Snead and Edwards starting to battle for second again. I mean, this was done before it started, William, to be honest. I mean, everyone knew that too. It's just not a question. Uh-oh. Trenton have a blink. Just laying it out ahead of Snead and Edwards.
Do it. Not interested.
Landon's going to have to make his tires last the entire 30-lap run at the end here. Hayden will probably go to about 85.
I mean,
Be
I
my
did
guess.
everything I could to tell you I was running it dry without saying I'm running it.
Oh no, I knew you were running it dry. I was just hoping I could convince you to run the same thing as me so we would race at the end.
I think it'll be more of a race than you think it might be.
Definitely won't be.
Nah.
Definitely won't be. Let me go back to this battle for a second. See who pits win out of this group. They battle for second in the championship, second in the race.
I doubt you're gonna throw a championship for not taking like 4 tires. So, I think I got it on wrap.
Not sure what mind game
Alright,
Lane is trying to
tires
play.
don't quite work like it does in real life. Short pitting doesn't always work. I'll have better tires than you for 20 laps. You'll have better tires than me for 10.
Here comes Trenton, first one onto the pit lane. This is about when I thought they would see somebody hit the pit lane. Somebody like Hayden. This lap next for Hayden would have been my guess. Edwards probably going to come down this next time by. He'll have to lick his wounds and take that second that
I'm not saying I'm going to
Trenton's
hit
going to
you.
pick up on him.
I'm just saying that you're counting me out too early.
If you were to split it in half, this is the lap that you would see Hayden pit. Edwards did not pit that time by, so Trenton's going to have a couple laps on him. Edwards carries on. Montrose stays out. Lanen's back up to 4th. Trying to keep tabs on Lanen's lap times. They're not as good as you would think they need to be. He's running a 33.9. His quickest is a 33.4. So he's already about half second off his own pace. It's visibly catching Hayden on track. Of course, that is a lap down. Cars that still need to pit: Hayden Knoll, Mike Edwards, and Ian Montrose. Berjour up in the fence, 45 car. There's Lanen. Lanen with a 33.8, so he picks it up a little bit.
.67 in this time, 67.
So not quite running it dry. You have probably another lap in the tank. Pretty sure he got down to pit road speed. Edwards down on the pit lane. He's finishing up his stop. Trenton should get by him here. Then we'll see if Mikey can run Trenton back down in the final 20. Edwards back out on track ahead of Montrose. Montrose is our leader. Montrose going to go to the pit lane. Edwards will instantly get his lap back. Now he'll set off after Trenton. 5 laps fresher tires. And about 4 seconds to make up. That's a tall order. Second every 5 laps. There is Trenton. Hayden's 4 seconds back of Lanen. But his tires are 11 laps fresher. So Hayden should have no trouble running down Lanen. Montrose in the one pit road, turns the lead back over to Lanen. Lanen to Lowell gap, 3.7. Dropped 3/10 already. Hayden Knoll is flying. He's gained almost a second in 1 lap. Absolutely OP.
Shit.
Got
Alright, Hayden, do you want to win the race or win the championship? Pick one.
Pick one. I think if he wins the race, he wins the championship, bud.
Why not both?
I want to win, please.
Then earn it.
I
It's
don't
the only
want
way.
to be one of those guys that says, I told you so. No, I'm listening. Yes, I do. I told you so.
Yeah, you're definitely one of those people that love to say I told you so. Trenton needs Lanen and Lowell to get together.
I forgot you were saving tires the whole time.
Hayden popped off a 33.52. Good
But
grief.
no, you're totally right. If these tires behaved like real life tires, you'd have me beat easy.
Yeah. Or if it was like Phoenix where they actually burned up a good bit.
The gap between these two is 1.1. The gap between Snead and Edwards is 2.2. Watch Hayden run down Tyler Lanen. Clicked 1 because it says 1 on his car, but he's 64. And now exactly what everyone thought would happen before the race started. Hayden Lowell back to the front. Leading the championship, leading the race. Lanen trying to fight him off, but it's not going to work for 13 laps.
Boo!
And Hayden up front. Wreck him, Lanen. They did that at Phoenix. Now back to Snead and Edwards. There is your gap, 1.4. 1.1 at the line. Edwards reeling in Trenton for third. Saw Trenton get a big wiggle there out of two. Two's kind of been his problem spot tonight. A lot of looseness for Trenton in two. That white and blue lapped car, Daniel Llewellyn, has fresher tires in both of them. Be for third in the race, second in our championship. This is very boring, but this is what Hayden wanted, because he is the organizer of the ARCA series.
Can we get a classic SRL late race caution, please?
Good luck with that, with 7 cars on the track.
I'm just waiting for it at this point.
Well, good thing there's like only 2 people close to each other on track.
3. Daniel's back there. Trenton really slid it in there. You could hear it sliding. Edwards closing in. Edwards zooms by on the inside. Trenton backed up the corner and let him have the entry, see if he can fight back on exit. Nothing doing though. Edwards up to third. Trenton slides to fourth.
Congrats, Hayden.
Landon trying to jinx him.
There's still 7.5 miles left.
Telling him congrats way early. And the
Yeah,
fact
I think
that
the final battle is done now.
Hayden knows that time means he's definitely got it on his mind. Know what he's so worried about. He picked the track, he built the setup, he set up the league. Of course he's winning. If they had been forced to use the iRacing setup, maybe it'd been different. But they didn't. Hayden now 4 laps to go. Lane in 4 seconds back. Edwards another 4 back. Then Trenton in 4th. I don't know. I think Hayden's the type where he'd be perfectly satisfied with it. 3 laps to go. 4.5 miles left in the Spittin Venom Podcast ARCA Series Season 9. Hello, Chad. Welcome on in.
Yeah, taking 2 tires was a bad mistake.
Montrose took 2 tires just to try it, I guess. Said it's not a good idea. It is a fixed series, but everyone has to run the setup Hayden puts in. They're all fixed. How you doing, EJ? Good to see you. But yeah, they're fixed Hayden Lowell setups. That's what they should do, but they didn't. That's what I thought they were doing until I got told otherwise. I didn't even know because I'm not racing in it. You slept from lap 23 till now, and it's just like it was at the start. Pretty much. Fewer cars, but pretty much. White flag in the air on the season for the Spittin Venom Podcast ARCA series. Now we finally get what happened to Jeremy. His power went out mid-corner. That's why we saw the 15 disappear. Hayden all on cruise control, nobody anywhere near him. Very unexcitedly takes the car to the bottom of the corner.
Boo. Boo.
Takes his sweet time off the corner.
Great season, guys. I'm sorry car count kind of sucks, but I really, really enjoyed the racing this season.
Your setups are why the car count sucked. Let me tell you, buddy.
Good win. I ran out of gas.
Yes, William. That's why you would practice it one way and then you get into the session, it would handle completely different and very loose. That's why, William. That is why. Hayden is your champion. Tyler Lane and Mike Edwards your top three. If we can get that top three to the interview room, please, and thank you. Or the waiting room. To be interviewed. There we go. That order of words works. Well, the only one I see in chat right now is Mike Edwards. We'll bring him up. Michael DG, got a copy?
Hi.
Hi. Well, season's over. You brought it home second in the championship, third in the race. How do we feel about our season?
Yeah, I'm ready. It's over.
You want to run Gen 4 next season?
Probably not.
No?
No, I mean they can even control a normal ARCA car. You think they can control that?
I think it'd be fun.
Would be fun if they can, but you know how it goes.
Yeah. And then put all the tracks in a hat and just draw them out randomly.
It'd be a lot better than what we're doing now.
I agree. The Gen 4, I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, can't win them all, I guess.
No, you can't. It's the whole point of racing. It's, one out of 4 can win the championship, not all of them.
I didn't know that.
Surprise! Well, what do you want to do next season?
I don't know. Ask me in a month or two.
The seasons are starting already.
Gotta finish this season off. Gonna go to Florida. Gonna go, I don't know. Been a quick season, but long season.
Been a quick season, definitely. But it's also, yes, been a long season. I'm ready for it to not be season.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
All right. Well, congrats on your strong run this season. Bringing it home second in the championship, third in the race overall. You got the friends, family, sponsor shout-outs for us tonight.
Everybody at Fort Worth Screen Printing, Cave RP, Labor 12, Low Gains, EPI, Autism Awareness, you for making the great, amazing paints all season. Congrats to Hayden and then the other champ drivers, like Travis couldn't make it from the racing with Tritton there. We all deserved it just as much. So ready to get the hell out of here. So, yeah.
Okay, bye.
Fun season. Bye.
Let's go bring in Tyler Lane in the 64. Tyler, DG, got a copy?
Yeah.
Well, looks like just tried the short pit just to throw out a Hail Mary, it seems like, and it didn't quite work out for you. Hayden was able to come back and dust you off by 8 seconds there at the end. How do we feel about the race?
It was fun. The Hayden was just better than me in the last 10 laps of every run, so I figured that I was faster 20 laps, so I could probably get him, but I kind of half spun coming. I just had it just went wrong, and then I only had like 4 seconds on him. I was hoping if I had like 7, he might burn his tires up a little bit trying to get to me, or either that or he didn't put I don't know. I just thought I had a shot. He was running a very unique line the whole night too, which if I just couldn't figure out. He was running really low and slowing it down, like it just didn't feel organic to me. So that's when I kind of, the second I was like, this doesn't feel right, and I just knew he was gonna have me. Uh, Tried to convince him to come in early though, make it interesting.
Yeah, I heard you trying to play the mind games on him. You also try to jinx him a little bit with the congrats with 7 laps to go.
Oh no, I saw, I forget. I think yeah, Edwards finally got by Trenton, and I was like, oh, it's over.
Mhm.
'Cause I was watching him the whole time. I was like, y'all got a shot to win the championship if you don't wreck each other. Like I was hoping something goofy would happen, but with just the low car count tonight, it made for good racing though. We had an actual race, but low car count, so we weren't gonna get anything too goofy.
Yep, that's the way it goes when you get down to the end of these things. But hey, strong race tonight, and are you gonna run for the championship next season?
We'll see. I don't know. It's hard to. I always run like the first 5, and then I get like busy, and then I come back for like the playoffs, just trying to like take a
yeah,
win.
yeah, always
That
here.
never happens. I'm always like second.
You're always here for just like the random races, but we need to see you go for a championship because you could have been right there in it tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Hayden's got this series kind of locked up, and
Yeah, we're gonna put him in the Gen 4s next season and see how it goes.
oh, Gen 4's next season.
Right? Wouldn't that be fun?
If we're running Gen 4's next season, you might get me for a full season.
There we go. All right, bud. We'll hold you to it. Congrats on the run. You got the friends, family, and sponsor shout outs for us tonight.
Coastal Carolina, Brian Hickson. Since Dylan shouted me out in the truck, Dylan Dryland.
There you go. All right, bud. Congrats on that strong run tonight, and we'll see you hopefully next season.
All right, see y'all.
It's Tyler Lane finishing second. Now we go grab Hayden. Well, to no one's surprise, you got the championship tonight. How do we feel?
Feel good. Feel good to get a second consecutive ARCA championship. Really appreciate everyone coming out and racing. I know car count wasn't great, especially the last half of the year, but I had fun. I hope other people did too. I'm sorry the result was predictable,
Very.
but definitely doesn't mean I didn't have to work for it.
I'm confused. Hayden, stop talking.
Hello?
Hi. But I'm confused. Like you normally just go on for like a couple minutes, and you were very short there. I'm confused.
No, I mean I don't really have much else to say other than I mean I'm glad that we could bring a championship back for C2X, for Napa, for Arc Music, for Madigan Motorsports. Yeah,
Yeah.
got another one to go get tomorrow.
Yeah. Then you get to run truck season next year, right? You gotta collect
It's
them all.
tempting.
You gotta collect them all.
It's as well. I'm not gonna get a next gen one. We can just rule that out right now.
That might be going to Gen 6, so you know.
Well, who knows? But yeah, Gen 6. I would love. I would love Gen 6.
Yeah, that's the rumor mill that trying to get you to convince yourself to put this to Gen 4 next season, and then put the Gen 6s out there in Cup.
I would. That is like the dream scenario, a Gen 4 and a Gen 6. But we don't live in a perfect world, so
Yeah, but I do make the rules, so there's that.
you do make the rules.
So we can make it happen. It's not like there's something holding us back.
Right. I mean, I've been telling people, I was like, if Swiss will let me Gen 4 it, I'll Gen 4 it. But Swiss has to Gen 4 it.
Yeah, but we didn't do it in the middle of the season, you know.
Yeah, we weren't gonna do that. So, but yeah, it really sucks Travis couldn't be here tonight. He had some scheduling conflicts. So, Travis, sucks you weren't here. We love you. We love your face. Hopefully, we can see you compete for your other championships that you're in. I think he's in trucks, the truck final four.
You made
So
all the
hopefully, you
pictures.
get some redemption. And
It's like, why are you asking me?
that
You made
doesn't
all
mean
the
I
pictures.
remember everything. That doesn't mean I remember everything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's in truck.
I think it is just truck. So hopefully he can go steal one there. But yeah, it's been a fun season.
God, that's gonna be nuts Thursday.
Oh boy, that is a stacked Final Four. I was doing stats and stuff for it, and I'll release those on Thursday. But it is the strongest Final Four of the year. I'll say that much.
This might be the strongest Final Four ever.
I'd have to do more research, but it's certainly up there.
Hoytsma, Martin, Giglio, and Edwards. That's insane.
I think they combined for like 13 wins on the season.
Yeah, pretty much. It's crazy.
9 poles, 7.2 average start. Anyway, that's truck. This is ARCA. Appreciate Cliff Mullins and all the guys over at the Spittin Venom podcast for jumping on for a second season.
We need to get them to
Apologies to
podcast
them
again.
that we didn't have a what?
We need to get them to podcast again.
I know we just schedules have not quite worked out for that group. So I'm sure there'll be a season recap podcast by the end of next week if they can get something figured out, and we'll link that so everyone can go give all those guys a listen. Andrew Beach, Trenton Sneed, Cliff Mullins, Harry Grindell jumps in there sometimes. I'm sure I'm missing some, and I apologize to all of them. But
And if you listen to really
appreciate
old
them.
episodes, Quinn Newton.
Oh, that's right. Jeez. Yeah, I appreciate them for jumping on for these 2 seasons, and we'll see what the 10th season of Sidewinder Racing Leagues has to offer.
Nuts. We're at season 10. Absolutely nuts. All right. Well, congrats on the championship everyone expected, and we will see you, tomorrow?
Tomorrow. We got one tonight, but the focus immediately shifts to tomorrow. Got to go get a second one because I want the hoodies.
With the hoodies.
I want the hoodies.
I didn't know there was hoodies involved.
Well, you make the things and put them on there, and then I can go buy them. And now that I have money, I will.
Ah, there we go. All right.
Ah.
I was wondering what we were talking about. I was like, I don't remember giving away a hoodie. I'm pretty sure it was a T-shirt for this for the forward screen printing. John Garrett said he was giving away one of his ARCA T-shirts to the championship. So
Oh boy, that'll be interesting if I win that. But
yeah, wouldn't that be hilarious?
that would be kind of hilarious.
Then you would have to wear it and send a picture in
I would absolutely do it too.
without the nipple clamps.
What if they were just under the shirt?
God. All right, get the hell out of here. Congrats on
Will
the
do it. Bye,
championship.
Swiss. Appreciate you broadcasting.
You just kick him out. We're done. That's all he needed to say. Oh man, what a season. All right, Hayden Lowell with the championship, as we predicted before the season started. Let's go ahead and look at the final results. They have Hayden Lowell picking up the win, Tyler Lane in second, Mike Edwards third, Trenton Sneed and Ian Montrose the final cars in the lead lap, Daniel Wallen 2 laps down in sixth, probably his best finish in a while other than the super speedways, Adam Kershore seventh, J.R. Deal 8th, Zach Margison ninth, and Jeremy Scherer after his computer crashed and finishes 10th. Will Asher Banner will get credit for 11th, and Travis Martin and Brandon Vasquez never actually got out on track, so those 2 cars won't be classified. They were just registered and not able to get out on track. Congrats once again to Hayden. I have to say this has been iRacing.com. Pick up this track, these cars, come race with us. We'd love to have you be part of our community. Head on over to DGSRacing.com, click that big red snake. That'll get you to our Discord. You can sign up to run any of our series next season. Hope everyone's had a wonderful night, and we will see you tomorrow for the doubleheader.